Hi, welcome to a comparison guide or walkthrough between Age of Mythology Extended Edition and Age of Mythology. Now this is for all the players that are either curious or all the players that only have Extended Edition and are wondering what are the upsides and downsides of going between Extended and Age of Mythology. Before I go any further, if you guys are updating to Windows 10, that is not a good idea because apparently no Windows 10 users can play Age of Mythology. Not Extended and not normal either, so it's not different on either platforms. You can't play Age of Mythology if you upgrade to Windows 10. Apparently, unless someone in the comments is going to help us out. Anyways, let's compare the two games. So, we're going to go through, whatever we can of ups and downs. Starting out from online Age of Mythology Extended Edition, we can see here that the chat room has 38 players. Now, these are the people that are not currently in-game. Now it's down to 36. But that means that the people in-game, this is probably a third of the population, so there are, like 60 or 70 in-game. So let's call the population online currently 100. And let's go through the games. So we can see the nice list with our 4 games here. We can join anything. Oh, except we have errors. This game is not valid. So why is it on the list? I have no idea. I'm gonna refresh it. Oh, but it's still there, unfortunately. So we actually have fake games on the list as well sometimes. And that can be quite annoying if you're trying to join games. Now, we can join a legitimate one here. It will say attempting connection all the way down to... Oh, never mind. This doesn't work either. This does not work either. Okay, if it goes under 110 and you have good internet and a good computer, then you know that that game is glitched as well. So we cannot join this. We cannot join this. Let's go through the next one. We have a 3v3. Attempting connection. It should go down to 115. Oh, 114. Okay, great. So it takes around, 5-6 seconds to join a game. And that should be good for online. So we kind of went through everything we needed to. This game runs at 25 frames per second, by the way. That is very important to keep in mind because you know that if it's at 25 frames per second, you just know how fast it is. You know the lag and whatnot. Now let's go through more things here. It does have a built-in workshop. Oops, that's the wrong button. It does have a built-in workshop where you can enable and disable, modifications and whatnot. That is great. And if we actually go to the workshop area, which, hold on, there's not a single button I can click, but here, workshop. If we go here, then we can actually see on the right-hand side how many there are in total. So we have, we got all these categories. We have 22, 6, 75, 13, 32, that's, 160, 180, 200. Okay, so we have like around 300 different modifications here, but keep in mind that 44 of these are just user interface. So that means it changes the layout of the game, which means that people are not exactly a fan of how this is run because of the latency issues and lag and whatnot. Either way, let's keep going and inspect the game further. So we're going to go into record games and look at something that is going to be nice. I just want to point out really quick that this actually saves all your record games, which I like, by the way. This is one thing I like very much about this. Anyways, let's open a random game and see what happens. What is this? Seems like a... Oh yeah, I was playing a computer match because I was trying to test something. I don't remember, but either way, this is how we join into the game. So half of our screen is covered up by this. No worries. Let's just change that by clicking here. So this is a nice little feature where you can go through a list of things and even turn it off if you want. Now, as you can see, this is how fast the game is going to run. So it is running decently fast, but just look at I can't even describe what I'm trying to say. Look at the delay. There is absolutely no lag here because this is single player, right? So why is it running this slow? I'm not too sure. If I speed it up, it's going to look fine and normal. That's alright. I think we've seen enough. I just want to keep going. And if we look at the background here, actually, and I select this Colossus and I try to send it around, let's look at the delay. So click it's almost right away. It's just the frames per second that is slightly delayed. Look at that. Not delayed, but like 25 is lower than the human eye. So we see a little bit flashy content in this game. Anyways, that should be good for now. I'm gonna go straight to Age of Mythology. A few more important things I want to add is Age of Mythology Extended Edition has multiple bugs that do not come with the original game, even though this is 10 years older. For example, if you close the game, it's going to automatically relaunch. If you use restoration in the middle of the game, it's going to desync. It's going to close the game, essentially. If you're in a 3v3 and use a restoration god power 30 minutes in game, the game will end. You cannot use that god power, otherwise the game ends. Those are the types of huge bugs I'm talking about in Extended Edition that cannot be played with. Now, we're going into Age of Mythology here. As you can see right away, the frames per second is 30, which is way smoother than 25 just for the eye. Like, it's comfortable. Look at this. These guys are moving very fine. Let me select them and send them over here somewhere. As you can see, they are pretty smooth. Now, we're going to go into a record game. I know that's not how I started the other one, but let's just do that. Select a random one here. Hold on. Let me just keep going through the list. Okay, so here's a smaller one. Now, it runs fairly smoothly, as you can see. We got a nice layout too. Things are on the side of the game and not in the middle, like the timers here and whatnot. So it's very well laid out and stuff, and I like that. Now, if we keep going, and we're gonna just look at the online. Oh, this is the downside of Age of Mythology. Everything else so far is better. It has more frames per second. It has less bugs. You know, virtually none compared to Age of Mythology Extended. This still has quite a few balancing issues, but you know, those are not major bugs. It has smaller bugs. This has way less. But the biggest issue now is that the online server is not supported anymore. So it just connects, and it's not going to work. You can try to log in, but it's not going to work. Either way, I have to go into Game Ranger or Voobly to play this online nowadays. Now, let me just quickly, actually, we'll go straight there and see what happens. Alright, so let's compare Game Ranger, or just look at Game Ranger generally speaking. Now, it is going to log in. I do apologize slightly for my low frames per second, by the way. I don't want to join a game right now. Sorry, busy. And as we can see from the games list, we are at 3, 6, 9, 10 games. I had to re-record this, and before I re-recorded it, we had 15 games and only 1 locked room. But this time, we actually have 5 locked rooms and whatever it was, 12 games or something. So anyways, that is still like triple the amount of Extended Edition, which is nice. And we can assume that there are around 250 players online right now, which I did by checking the players, well, kind of checking the players before I started recording. And let's just see how this works. So we can easily join a game or close it. Now, this guy just invited me, so unfortunately I don't want to join a game because he's going to think I just don't want to play with him. But if we do join a game, it just goes into a lobby, and then they have to launch the game for Age of Mythology to open up. And then it says attempting connection, and it takes me 2 seconds to join a game. But let's just assume it takes an average person 3 seconds. That's still half the time of Age of Mythology Extended Edition's server times. That means the servers of Age of Mythology Extended Edition are 2 times slower on average than Game Ranger, for example, as well as Voobly, which we haven't even looked at yet. What else do I need to say about Game Ranger? Well, the only downside, as you can see, is that there are quite a few locked rooms as well as friends-only rooms. For example, this one is going to be friends-only. I can just tell because, you know, there's no title and they're usually friends only. But either way, you can easily join a game, and this is very noob friendly. I recommend playing on Game Ranger if you're transferring from Age of Mythology Extended Edition. If you have any version issues, I even have a video on that, on how to fix it. Now let's keep going on to Voobly. So Voobly has slightly more pop-ups. You know, Game Ranger can have maybe a friends list and your main screen for all the games, but Voobly is a different story. Let's look at it. So here's the friends list. Here's the game browser, which then you can open a game with, and then there are the games. Hold on. Then you can go into the game lobby, which is here, and then you can open up a game room. So, you know, there are quite a few windows. It's only actually just one more window than Game Ranger, but it still can get a little bit frantic. Now, as you can see, we have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. So we have around 17 hosted games right here. We have 75 players in the chat, not in-game, and we have 110 players in-game or in a lobby. So that is, once again, a lot more than Age of Mythology Extended Edition. This is around double the population. Game Ranger is slightly more than double the population on average. So it's up to you guys where you want to play. The advantage of Voobly is it has a ranking system, as you can see, and lots of players play Zelda, which is a custom scenario that you can have fun with. I think that is all for that. The frames per second on either game, actually just Age of Mythology in general, is 30, which is more than Extended Edition is 25. And lastly, you would say that Extended Edition still has a Steam Workshop built in with 300 games, right? Or 300 modifications for the game. Well, actually, if I open the internet and I go to the Age of Mythology website, which is aom.heavengames.com, this is the website for Age of Mythology. It has a forums section right here. It has the download section right here. A lot of guides, a lot of whatever. Now, we're not going to look at everything. We're just going to briefly look at the forums. As you can see, you can have a nice community. But I want to show you the downloads section. Keep in mind, there were 300 modifications for Extended Edition. And this one, we're going to ignore most of these. We're only going to look at mod packs, 1,070. We're going to look at miscellaneous files, which is 829. We're going to look at utility programs, 223. Tutorials, 136. I was surprised that Extended Edition had 44. This has 136. We're not even going to look at the record games, which is over 3,000, by the way. 29 AI files. We have 357 random map scripts, 1,942 multiplayer scenarios, 1,673 single-player scenarios, 302 campaign files. So let's total that up, or give an average if we can, ignoring the record game files. We have, let's see, 2,000, 4,000, 5, 6. Okay, so we have over 6,000 different modifications, excluding recorded games, because those are not modifications. We have over 6,000 modifications for the game on aeon.heavengames.com for Age of Mythology only. On Extended Edition, you only have 300. So, in total, let's just summarize everything from this video. Extended Edition has 25 frames per second. It has way less players, at least, or around 2 times less players than the other servers. And it has 20 times less modifications and slower servers as well, if I didn't already mention that one, which I think I did. But those are the totals I can say for the comparison between Age of Mythology Extended Edition versus the other Age of Mythologies. Now, one final thing I want to say is it's way easier to play online on Age of Mythology Extended Edition. But just because something in life is easier does not mean that it's better. You have to learn that in life. So whoever wants to play proper online can come to Game Ranger or Voobly, and also you can go to aom.heavengames.com, linked in the description, by the way, where you can go into the forums or download section and download awesome things. This has very nice things. I support all of these, and I'm going to start making videos featuring some of these mods just to show them off, because there are thousands neglected and left behind. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Testing, testing. Hey guys, I'm just testing this great video with low frames per second. Let's keep opening Windows and see how fast the recording goes, right? Not very fast. Wow, this is not gonna be easy. Why is this happening? Are you kidding me? No, just open this. Oh, wow, this is not easy.